For 10 years, Angelica, Gary, and their young daughter Maria enjoyed tranquil living in their Mount Juliet home without any problems from their community or housing association. However, the situation changed when the association unexpectedly demanded the removal of Angelica's wheelchair ramp, initially brushed off by the couple as a misunderstanding. The issue quickly escalated when the association placed a lien on their house, making the couple realize the severity of the demand and prompting them to consider taking action to resolve this unforeseen conflict. On December 15, 2017, a letter arrived that shook their world. Despite no complaints throughout their 10-year stay, even Angelica's wheelchair ramp went unnoticed by fellow tenants who willingly provided assistance without prompting. Upon reflection, Angelica suspected the new president of the HOA board might be behind the complaint. Despite ignoring previous letters about her wheelchair ramp, Angelica was shocked by the sudden urgent threat demanding her appearance to explain her actions or face consequences. Angelica decided to take matters into her own hands and confronted the Housing Association Board regarding their demand for her to remove her wheelchair ramp. Despite the board's discomfort with her inquiry, the new President Blunt declared it unsightly, leaving Angelica with no doubt about their stance. Demonstrating unwavering determination, she refused to comply with the unreasonable demand and promptly left the office asserting her rights. The day after Angelica's refusal to remove the wheelchair ramp, she received a notification from the Housing Association informing her of placed lien on her house. The only path to its removal was compliance with the request to eliminate the ramp. With a heavy heart, Angelica turned to Gary asking if he could bring the ramp into the house. Initially, resistant Gary argued against complying with such an absurd demand. However, upon learning of the lien, his tone shifted, recognizing they were effectively coerced into acceptance. That evening, Angelica and Gary convened to explore their options. Gary advocated for a vigorous retaliation, proposing to confront the HOA head-on and even pursue legal action if necessary. However, Angelica hesitated. She was wary of escalating their troubles, particularly in their home environment. Aware that some HOAs could compel occupants to vacate, the couple found themselves at a crossroads, uncertain of the best course of action. They desired the reinstatement of the ramp, but dreaded the potential complexities of dealing with the housing association. Angelica, feeling compelled by the circumstances, believed they had no alternative but to acquiesce to the association's demands, rationalizing that she was the sole affected party due to the ramp. She persuaded her husband that compliance was the most prudent approach despite foreseeing the repercussions. Despite Angelica's familiarity with working from home, she found herself increasingly confined and restless. Previously accustomed to the freedom of coming and going as she pleased, she now felt constrained, dependent on someone else's presence to venture outside. The situation became increasingly intolerable, leaving Angelica yearning for resolution. As weeks passed, Angelica's sense of claustrophobia intensified. Despite her attempts to comply by remaining indoors, navigating her own home posed an unexpected challenge. The situation took a distressing turn when Angelica received yet another email from the Housing Association. Their persistent harassment persisted unabated, exacerbating her distress as she traversed the halls. Daily missives arrived, accusing her of disturbing the peace. After enduring a month of incessant complaints and confinement, Angelica reached her breaking point. Overwhelmed, she could bear it no longer. Fed up with the incessant grievances and the infringement upon her freedom over what she saw as a mere aesthetic issue, Angelica yearned to restore her ramp and reclaim her autonomy. Seeking respite, Angelica sought solace in a visit to her next-door neighbor Juno. Their friendship spanning since their move-in, Angelica anticipated a comforting conversation to ease her troubled mind. As they sat together, Angelica expressed her gratitude for the opportunity to visit. Over tea, they broached the topic of Angelica's recent tribulations. Juno's demeanor shifted, her expression growing solemn as she prepared to share something significant. Juno enlightened Angelica, asserting that the association's demand lacked a solid foundation. She emphasized that challenging them in court would likely render their request untenable. Prompted by Juno's insights, Angelica promptly sought legal counsel to validate her neighbor's claims. Upon returning home, her initial despondence morphed into a calculated smirk. Perhaps she could turn the tables and become the adversary. All of Angelica's confidants unanimously recommended a particular lawyer. Acting on their advice, she dialed his number and secured his assistance. Upon hearing Angelica's account, the lawyer affirmed the validity of Juno's assertions. In the realm of law, evidence was paramount, and if Angelica sought retribution, she needed to hit them where it hurt the most. Though unaware of the full extent of Angelica's ordeal, the lawyer expressed willingness to take on the case. However, he cautioned her about the formidable challenges ahead. Undeterred, Angelica visited the lawyer's office the following day, armed with every correspondence from the housing association since the debacle began. As they strategized, a robust legal plan emerged. Their attorney confirmed that their case was strong, pointing out that the correspondence from the housing association served as powerful proof of discrimination, revealing an unmistakable bias. With this evidence in hand, Angelica decided to pursue legal action against the housing association. In court, the judge was visibly troubled by the circumstances presented. A critical point during the hearing was the judge identifying a violation of the Americans with Disabilities Act, which protects individuals with disabilities from discrimination in many areas of life. Consequently, the judge ordered the association to remove the lien on Angelica's property and also to compensate her for the distress they caused. With the compensation received, Angelica crafted a bold response. She used the funds to buy the luxurious apartment of the association's new president, effectively reversing the dynamics and asserting her position against those who had tried to marginalize her. I'm really keen to know your thoughts on this story, so please don't hesitate to share your insights in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video and found it engaging, I invite you to subscribe to our channel for more similar content. Feel free to share this video with your friends and family to spread the enjoyment. Take good care of yourselves, and I'm excited to connect with you in our future videos.